Right now as you're watching this, your computer is taking a screenshot every 5 seconds. Your boss's AI is reading your Slack messages and scoring your emotional state. The FBI did a little bit of shopping and purchased your location history this morning without a warrant. And a former government employee allegedly walked out with a thumb drive containing the social security numbers, birth dates, and family records of over 500 million Americans. This isn't a Black Mirror episode. You're watching 2026, and the AI watching you sadly doesn't have an off switch. I know that this topic already has been talked into the ground like beating a dead horse, but it's baffling. We should start with the things you trust the most. It's your laptop sitting on your desk, your PC, or your trusty old smartphone.
Alright, be honest, what do you want from me?
Hey Google, are you watching me?
No, I am not. I don't have eyes, a camera, or the ability to monitor you.
There's this little thing called Microsoft Recall. The photographic memory nobody really asked for. The pitch was simple. Your computer would take a screenshot every 5 seconds, store them locally, and of course use AI to make everything searchable. Did you forget a document that you had open last Tuesday? Just ask. Did you find a password you typed in 6 months ago? I have it right here. Microsoft called it a photographic memory for your PC. Within 2 days of the announcement, cybersecurity expert Kevin Beaumont, I think I'm saying that right, published a blog post with a single brutal line. From a technical perspective, all these things are very impressive. From a privacy perspective, there are landmines everywhere. Recall doesn't just watch you, it watches everyone you talk to. Every message someone sends you, every photo shared in a private conversation, every medical document, every bank statement, every encrypted chat. If it appeared on your screen, Recall has it. Early testing revealed the database Recall used to store all of this was completely unencrypted. A hacker who got into your machine could access a searchable, chronological record of everything you've ever done on your computer. Passwords, private messages, intimate photos, everything. Microsoft pulled the feature after the backlash, then relaunched it. Then a Swiss security researcher published something called Total Recall Reloaded. A proof of concept demonstrating that even the updated, secure version of Recall was still vulnerable. As of April 2026, GeekWire reported that Microsoft is now rethinking Recall entirely. But here's the thing. It shipped to real users, it ran on real machines, and the data it collected, of course, it's still sitting there. Me, as a consumer, have bought a laptop like a couple of weeks ago, and the first thing after setting it up, Microsoft popped up a bubble asking me to turn on Recall. In 2019, about 30% of large US employers use digital monitoring software on their workers. By 2025, that number had jumped to over 70%, according to a Gartner study. The pandemic that we have normalized remote work. Everybody wanted to work from home, and those who could, did. The corporate response to that was, of course, mass surveillance, as you do. But we're not talking about someone occasionally checking if you're online. I know you can buy those mice that move on their own, like you have a software that checks if you're moving the mouse, working, and that was a basic workaround that everybody used, mostly everybody. I didn't. I'm a good worker. The AI tools deployed in 2026 go very much deeper, and most employees have no idea. Here's what's actually being collected on you right now, as we speak, if you're working remotely, of course. Tools like Teramind can live stream your screen to a manager in real time, with zero notification to you. There's even keystroke dynamics. Not just what you type, but how you type. The timing and pressure of your keystrokes can uniquely identify you, and they can detect your emotional state. Typing faster and harder than usual, the AI flags it as stress, but our employers don't care about that. Emotion AI on video calls. This is the one that makes my screen crawl. A company called Workplace Options, a global employee assistance provider, partnered with an AI platform to deploy facial analytics that tracks emotional states across 62 emotion categories. It generates well-being scores for your managers to review. The European Union looked at this technology and banned it outright in workplaces and schools as of August 2024, calling it fundamentally incompatible with human dignity. That's a rare win, European Union. Good job, EU, for not being a cock. The only state that's moved to restrict it was Washington, which passed SHB 1672 in 2025, banning AI emotion detection and facial recognition in workplaces. Everywhere else, fully legal, fully deployed, fully watching you right now. The government leaks. Who doesn't love a good old government leak? In early 2025, the Department of Government Efficiency, DOGE, or Dodge. You remember Dogecoin? This is not it, but, it just... Never mind. Dodge began accessing federal databases across more than a dozen agencies. The stated reason, cutting waste. What they actually did is something that 50 years of privacy law actually existed for to prevent. IRS, tax returns for hundreds of millions of Americans, Social Security administrations, earnings histories for 350 plus million Social Security numbers, Medicare and Medicaid records, Veterans Administration medical files. Isn't this just a treat? The Privacy Act of 1974 was written specifically to keep these databases separate. After Watergate, which we all know about, Nixon used IRS audits as a weapon against political enemies and the FBI to surveil civil rights leaders. Congress decided the government should not be able to combine your tax returns with your medical records with your immigration file. That wall is now gone. The consolidated database is AI searchable. Any authorized user can now query the combined records of every American in plain language. The same way we Google something. It's that easy. A whistleblower, former chief data officer of the Social Security Administration, filed a complaint alleging that Dodge employees uploaded a copy of the SSA's database to a private cloud server with no oversight. A server the SSA itself can no longer access. What the f? Then in March 2026, a second whistleblower alleged that a former Dodge software engineer walked out with a thumb drive containing copies of two databases, Numident and the Death Master File. And both of those sound freaking ominous, man. Damn. Numident containing social security numbers, birth rates, places of birth, citizenship status, race, ethnicity, and parents' names for every living American. The Death Master File, records for every American ever reported deceased. That's 500 plus million records on a single thumb drive, allegedly heading to a private employer. We are fucked. The FBI director, Yash Patel. Everybody knows him, everybody loves him.
Director Patel, a question for you. In 2023, your predecessor testified that, and I quote, "To my knowledge, we do not currently purchase commercial database information that includes location data derived from internet advertising." Is that the case still?
The FBI uses all tools, Senator, thank you for the question, to do our mission. We do purchase commercially available information that's consistent with the Constitution and the laws under the Electronic Communications Privacy Act, and it has led to some valuable intelligence for us to be utilized with our private and partner sectors.
No warrant, no judge, no oversight. Your phone's location history. Purchased like it's Walmart. I think we are heading into a future that nobody is really ready for. How could you be? This is at the same time old news and something entirely new. It's not just what's being collected, it's what happens to it. Traditional surveillance was limited by human bandwidth. Someone had to watch the footage, read the files, connect the dots. That bottleneck is gone. AI can now process the entire digital history of millions of people and fast. Cross-reference your location with your taxes, with your medical records, with your Slack messages, with the screenshots from your laptop, and spit out a more complete profile of yourself than what you can do yourself. And that brings us here to this moment. Your laptop is taking a screenshot every 5 seconds. Your employer knows exactly how you're feeling. The FBI is doing some Walmart shopping. A single thumb drive can contain the information of every person that's ever been alive. The question is not if this is really happening. The question is anybody going to do something about it? Thank you, and I'll see you back in the next one.